Now, our next guest used to make a living by watching TV as one of the stars on Gogglebox.
Yeah, but now Scarlett Moffatt is back, making her own TV show instead. She joined us today to tell us about her first ever documentary where she investigates Tourette syndrome and tics. Let's take a look. Wow, it looks great. The documentary tonight airs at 10 o'clock on Channel 4, and Scarlett joins us now.
Hi, Scarlett.
Hello.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
So,
thank
investigating
you.
the rise of tics and Tourette's in the new documentary. So, what did you know before you started? You had a little bit of experience with this yourself.
Yeah, so I actually had tics when I was younger. So when I was 11, yeah, I didn't have verbal ones, but I had facial tics, like especially with my eyes. And yeah, I was 11 to 12, and then luckily mine went on their own, and I remember how lonely and scared I felt at the time, because it's hard being a teenager anyway, never mind not being in control of your own body. And during lockdown I kept getting sent articles, actually a couple from my dad, and saying that during the pandemic the rise of tics in teenagers was just going crazy. So Great Ormond Street, for example, would see 4 to 5 referrals a year from young girls, and then 6 months into the pandemic they were seeing 4 to 5 a week. And so I was like, why is no one talking about this? Because, you know, some neurologists and things do say that tics and Tourette's are from anxiety and stress, and I just think, you know, rightly so, during the pandemic we concentrated on the vulnerable and the elderly, because that's who needed our help. But I think in doing that, the young people just got forgotten about, and I think it's really, really affected them. So
when you're... Because obviously I've never experienced tics, do you actually know that you're ticking as the person actually having the tics?
It's like having the hiccups. That's the only way I can describe it personally.
You just can't help it.
No, you can suppress them, which is what I found out I was actually doing when I was at school. So as soon as I'd come home, I was like, you know, all of them would come out all at once. But what I loved about meeting all the young girls is they're so unapologetically themselves, and a lot of them have turned to social media and they've created almost like a little community together. Absolutely.
Has any of the experiences and going out there and meeting all these people, has it been embarrassing? I mean, what are you supposed to do? Do you laugh at the tic? How are you supposed to react?
Well, I asked as soon as I went into anyone's home or met up with anyone, I was like, how do you want me to react? What makes you feel at ease? And all of them said, if it's funny, laugh. I had to grow very thick skin very quickly.
Because I saw theirs. What did they say?
So Betsy, bless her, she'd made us a cake, and then she was like, do you want a slice? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, all right, greedy. But that was like her tics, and then I got called Miss Piggy. I got called things I can't say at this time of the morning.
Now, when she says that to you, is she aware she's saying it to you? Is there then a moment where she says, oh, I'm sorry?
Yeah, and I kept saying, like, please stop apologising. Yeah, they are, and, like, I was like... And there was actually some occasions where I was like, I had to ask, is that a tic or, like... you know, because sometimes you can't tell, sometimes you can, because the voices go higher or lower or there's noises before it. But sometimes I was genuinely like, have you just called me a name there, or... But, yeah, I had to grow very thick skin.
Oh, my goodness.
I've been called things I didn't even know existed.
So, Scarlett, how did you find doing a documentary, being an investigator? What was it like for you? Did you enjoy it?
I mean, I feel like I've got a newfound respect for Louis Theroux, because it is hard. And, you know, I love Stacey Dooley and Louis Theroux, but I'm my own person, so it was hard, actually, to try and go, right, who am I as an investigator? Because I'm a people person, so the things that I found difficult were asking the difficult questions, you know. I could feel myself, like, going red, but towards the end, I did just ask those questions, because I realised, like, you have to ask difficult questions sometimes for them to get...
haven't you?
Yeah, to get the, like, point across. And
what conclusions did you come to? Like, you know, like, how can this... What can be changed? What can be done to help guys with tics and Tourette's?
You know, like, I met a wonderful doctor called Dr Chowdhury, and I sort of, like, had a couple of questions going into the documentary and then came out with about 20 unanswered questions. But one thing I did find really fascinating is that Dr Chowdhury seemed to think that, because normally it's young boys that get tics, and they think that they were all right during the pandemic because they were gaming.
Oh, yes.
And so they were still socialising and had a purpose to get up and was chatting to the friends. And it's weird, because I always was told as a kid, don't play on your games too much, and then now it's changed and it's like, oh, it's a good thing.
Yeah, I was looking at a stat this morning. Typically, childhood tics start around 5 to 7 years, more commonly affects boys in a ratio of 4 to 1. So a lot of people just grow out of them, do they?
Yeah, I just, grew out
My
with
son
them.
had a tick, a little tick. And,
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I just ignored it and we never discussed it. And then I just noticed as he got older, it just went. It was like a facial tick like you. He used to just turn his head to the side.
Well, I was with Dr Alex the other day and I didn't realise he actually has facial tics now.
Yeah.
And, like, we started a conversation. So I think, hopefully, this documentary makes people chat a bit more and people actually ask teenagers, like,
Provoke
are you
conversation,
OK? Yeah, I hope so.
What's interesting is they're not contagious, but people can affect behaviour around them, right?
Yeah, and I started really worrying doing the documentary because I was like, you know, I've already had tics before, so am I really susceptible to getting it? But what they're saying is, I noticed sort of, I don't think you can catch tics because obviously some of these influencers have 4 million followers, so surely that would mean 4 million people were walking around with Tourette's. But I think when you're together, and if you already have tics...
You affect the behaviour.
Yeah, if someone shouts baked beans, you can guarantee that everyone then starts shouting baked beans. But I suppose that's the same effect if they're watching a TV programme and there's, like, a certain phrase that's going on all the time.
So interesting.
It really... Brains are so powerful.
But you are such a natural around anybody in general, so I can see that you'd be really natural. But you got to the point where people were not ticking because they felt so natural and normal with you.
Yeah, which was
and at
lovely.
Home with you. How lovely is that?
Yeah, it was so nice. Like, yeah, especially, like, Holly, we became really good friends and, like, yeah, she just wouldn't tick around me. I was like, this is brilliant.
Maybe you're the cure.
Send me round the house. Send me round the house.
That would be
What
nice.
would you like to do next? What would be your, if you could, that sort of dream case scenario, if you could do another investigation?
Yeah, I think something that, like, would be close to my heart because I think that's what I loved about that. I was so passionate about it. So I'm having, like, chats about other stuff that I can do.
I think you could
just
do
hope
loads.
people enjoy it.
Yeah, we absolutely will.
Well, something else that's close to your heart is learning how to drive.
I can't believe you still haven't passed your test.
Sadly, we haven't got there yet, have we? You're presenting Scarlett's driving school despite failing your test 13 times.
All right, Dermot, I thought we were friends.
We are.
Really rub it in.
Was there a moment, like, when you got to, like, 10 or 11, you just thought...
I do not give up.
Feeling?
I know.
No,
I
you
just
gotta carry
can't
on.
drive. That's the issue.
What is it? Are you getting nervous when there's an instructor next to you? Do you think that's what it is?
No, I just can't drive. Honestly, I'd love to go. It's because of the instructors or the examiners.
Have you got
but it's
better, like, from the 4th time you failed to, like, 12th time you failed?
I started when I was 17. I'm now 31. I can do roundabouts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Manoeuvres I still need to work on, but I'm definitely getting
Do you
better.
think this, though, if it's 13, do you think surely a lot of this is now just you get in the car with the instructor, like Alison said, and you sort of, like, something in there, you're going, OK, well, something's going to go wrong because I failed 13.
I once was on an exam, right, and pulled up behind a bus because I thought it was just in the line of traffic. It was a school bus. We had to sit for 20 minutes while all the kids got off the bus.
I've done that a few times.
Have you? And I just kept going to the examiner. I failed, haven't I? And they were like, well, just continue. And I was like, this is so awkward.
So what does your instructor say? Do they say you're ready for your test?
Yeah, liars.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, well, we're very
Imagine owning a driving school and they're ringing you up and like, oh, God, here we go. How's it going?
We've got to get you passing that test.
You'll have to help us.
14th time. I reckon I could make you pass your
I
test.
think you
Easy.
could.
And you've got the obsession with the supernatural with your podcast.
Oh, yeah, I know. Do you know what? That podcast, sorry, I feel like I'm plugging
People
all
love it.
sorts
It's
of
all right.
What?
But we're on our 5th series
Yeah.
now. And to
People
be
love it,
honest, I
don't
know. We started it because we just wanted people to have, like, to be able to talk about other stuff during lockdown. So it was more of a conversation starter. But, yeah, people really like it.
I feel like
could
your
be the next
boyfriend brings
Stockholm.
you down to earth, though, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, he does,
He does.
actually.
I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, I would love to do a documentary about ghosts and that.
Well,
you do
Britain's
that?
Tourette's mystery, Scarlett Moffatt investigates on tonight, 10 o'clock on Channel 4. Well done, Scarlett.
Thanks.
And best of luck with it.
Thank you.
Good luck,
Definitely.
good luck.